Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed online and at the cinema. From the kids who dodged the bullet of a bad Tamora Pierce adaptation, it's Sneeple at the Movies. I'm Ezra.
I'm Helena.
And I'm Maddie.
And this week on Sneeple at the Movies, we have our very first, very special guest. It's Leia! Notorious friend of the podcast, Leia.
Yay!
Woohoo!
I'm really excited to be here.
Let me tilt the mic in your direction more.
Oh, thank you. Hello.
We wanted to have you on this week because we were talking about...
Because you've mentioned me on almost every episode.
Yes.
It's true. Yeah, that's definitely part of it.
Definitely part one. Part two is that this is a topic that you have a very good knowledge of and lots of really interesting things to say about, quite honestly.
I do. I have many strong opinions.
It's true. And
well, you're on the
this
right
week,
show.
yeah. Well, welcome to the Sneeple at the Movies. We don't half-ass anything.
No, we just whole ass things that maybe we shouldn't.
Yes.
Yep, basically.
What are we talking about
week
this week?
What are we talking about this week?
What are frogs?
We're talking about YA adaptations.
Nope, sorry everybody, we're talking about
derailed.
frogs now. Scrap the fucking Google Doc.
Maddie's trying to distract me by bringing my favorite video on the internet into this conversation, but we won't do that. We're
What
talking
are
about YA
frogs?
adaptations.
It's, we're getting into the school season.
Yep, it's back to school season, fuzz nuts, and by that I mean I, Ezra, am literally going back to college for the first time in like 5 fucking years, starting on Tuesday, so yeah, I did it. I gave the community college my money. I'm taking intro to library sciences, and I gotta remember how to do like fucking homework and shit, so
Yay!
And I did the
That's
nerdiest thing
whack.
I've ever done, which is ask you for your JSTOR login. I'm airing this on your podcast.
Which I repeat, you are extremely valid
See,
for.
this welcome to one, this podcast is a safe space, and two, like, is it really Sneeple at the Movies if one of us does not just like drag ourselves for filth every single episode?
Yeah, that's the subplot of every episode, is who's the one dragging themselves.
It's always
Yep.
me.
And who's the one who goes fucking apeshit at least once.
That's also
Yeah.
me.
Hey, we take turns, just like we take turns with the 2 brain cells
That's
that we
right.
have between the 3 of us.
Debatable.
And now there's 4 of us, so now we have 1 additional brain cell, and I'm just so fucking excited about that.
Yeah, oh my god.
Sorry, my D&D character took my brain cell.
Oh no!
Well, alright.
So fucked.
That's a lie.
Leia, do you want to kind of talk about how you're coming into this, like, film-wise? You have kind of an interesting background, so...
Okay, so I went to a alternative arts school that did not encourage the use of technology around children, and my family leaned into that very, very hard. So I didn't see a movie until I was 10 years old. I didn't go to a movie theater until I was 12 years old, and I didn't use the internet until I was in high school, and came fairly late to fandom and film, and I wouldn't say I developed a taste very quickly either. So, yeah. There's a lot of holes in my film history, including Holes, which I believe we will be touching on later, which I have not seen.
I'm glad you made that joke and I didn't, because I was very close to doing it.
But, yeah, there's many things that are considered childhood staples that I have not seen and I generally have no interest in seeing. Ben almost walked away from me for not having seen Toy Story and for refusing to watch it with him. But yeah, so yeah, take my opinions as you will, but that's kind of where I come into it with film. I love fantasy, I love sci-fi, I love transformative fiction.
Hell yeah.
I don't generally love things that take place in the real world, a whole lot.
And fuck the
That's
real
where I'm
world.
at.
But that's all right because we're talking about YA movies. And
Rad.
most of those don't.
Definitely
So,
not the real world.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. So what we seen? I ain't seen shit for once. That's me. I'm still like watching the shows that I'm watching, but like I've been really busy with work, so I've just been not doing anything. I've been playing like Fire Emblem and like Link's Awakening, and that's it. So
Hell yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. I'm the same
Good
exact way. My show opened last week, and
Woo!
I work full time now at my job, so I've been doing that
Woo!
for a while, and I haven't had a lot of evenings to go and see things, except on Wednesday when me and another person in the show went to go see It Chapter 2 in the theater, in the movie theater.
Holy shit.
Yeah, in a whole ass theater. Actually, Century Eastport, which was weird. And yeah, that was certainly a thing that happened. It's a long movie. Can I share how long that movie is? Let me research how long that
Absolutely,
movie
you
is.
can.
IMDb, tell me what I need to know.
How long did it feel, Helena?
It's 2 hours and 49 minutes.
That's a really long fucking
It's
movie.
too long.
Okay.
This is a book that is 1,500 pages long and needs to be a fucking miniseries, which they already did back in the 90s, but it was like only 3 episodes long and was made in the 90s. So, which is a whole other genre unto itself. 90s miniseries. Yeah?
How long did the movie feel? That's the question. Because sometimes 2 hours
It
and
Yeah.
49
felt
minutes
shorter
doesn't
than
feel
that.
like that.
It felt shorter
Okay.
than
That's
that
true.
because, but you must keep in mind that this is a movie that has James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, and Bill Hader in it. So it felt like no
so
time
I'm
at all.
gay. Okay.
It felt like
It's eye candy for
it
Helena.
felt like a trip in the
Yeah,
trunks.
that's really specifically targeted at Helena.
Yeah. James McAvoy has a streak of gray in his hair right now.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
Idiot Squad over
Okay,
here.
kid. Okay, you get me though.
Damn it.
Did you just say okay,
I
kid?
said okay, kid. Yes, I did. I said it.
I'm
can't
opting
kid
out
your
of this part of
friends.
the
Yes, I can.
conversation.
I'm just saying. I'm just
You
saying.
can pick your
Kid your-
kids and you can pick your friends, but you can't hit your friends.
I'm gonna.
Anyway, you understand what I'm saying, where I'm coming from.
On some level, yes, I think so.
Yes, and the acting was very good. And it's just that the writing was not good, and it's not something that should be split up in the way that it was split up. And it just needed to be a miniseries with the same cast. That's all. That's
Yep,
all I have to say about that.
that sounds
Fair.
about right to me. All right.
Okay. I actually saw a fucking movie.
Yay!
To be fair, like, it was a movie that I rented specifically for this episode, but I actually went to the video rental, rented a film, and watched it before we recorded the episode, which is like a big achievement for me. I
think for most
also
of us.
it is, yeah, it's true. I rented the first movie for my Rotten Tomatoes challenge, but I didn't have a chance to watch it yet. But fucking Crazy Heart is just sitting in front of my TV, and I'm
That's
like,
the
okay,
highest-
time to. Yeah, that's the highest rated Colin Farrell movie, and
that's
it's.
Which is
so
bananas
hard.
to me.
I mean, it's fine. Thank God I can watch it with subtitles because, like, you know, Jeff Bridges turned 60-something and stopped speaking intelligible sentences on screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just also, I watched Great British Bake Off. I pretty much only actually watch Critical Role and Great British Bake Off right now, which is like,
Valid.
this sure is a movies podcast, but, you know, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
And you watched, and or you can talk about the movie that you watched for this episode later.
Oh, yeah, yes. I mean, okay, fine. I watched Holes 2003, the
you
fucking
did.
Disney movie adaptation of the award-winning Louis Sacker novel, and it holds the fuck up.
Doesn't
like, it
it,
was
though?
still really goddamn good. I hadn't seen it in years, and also, I think part of the reason that it works so well is that Louis Sacker adapted his own novel.
Yep.
Like, he wrote the screenplay, and it shows.
Which, God, we just don't see enough of.
No, I know, right? Anyway,
Which we will
but
get
yeah,
into later.
we will get into that in a little bit.
I realized I don't own Logan, and that's the first thing on my
what?
Rotten Tomatoes challenge. So I'm buying it right now because I can get the 3-disc set for
Oh my God,
$10,
I love
and
it.
I'm like,
What? Oh my
well,
God, that's nuts.
yeah.
I want a 3-disc set of Logan. I love that movie.
I know. I'm getting it. I'm ready to die.
I love
Anyway.
how I just remembered that you have to watch Les Mis for this.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my fucking. Every time someone reminds me that I have to watch Les Mis, I like aged 10 years.
Have you seen it before?
Oh yes, I have. I have
Well.
a screener of it somewhere. So
Oh my God, I
right,
forgot
'cause
about
was the
that.
year your mom... Yeah.
yeah, Leia has already said, I believe that you'll watch it with me. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You can back out. That's
No.
fine, and I support you. But
Sorry, it's related to Les Mis. I have no self-control, and
I
I'm not
have to
allowed to
see
say
it.
no. I recently rewatched this with another friend who never really did the Les Mis thing, and was just like, I've actually never seen this movie. You like Les Mis?
God.
Why don't you watch it with me? And I had like contractually had to say yes, and then we started watching the movie, and I was just like, oh, and this is terrible, and this is terrible, and that's terrible. And she's just like, I thought you
God.
liked this movie, and I'm like,
No.
No.
uh
oh, you've made a mistake.
Chuck E.
in
Cheese
thinking
face
that
as I'm
this
like
movie-
complaining about the movie and explaining how much better it is on stage and my particular favorite staging choices that are made by a certain cast and like how it's different between the older production and the newer production, the West End and Broadway and the tour, and she
I'm so
got
excited
way more
for
than she
you to-
bargained for.
I'm so excited to watch this movie with you, so you can make this movie worth my time.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot. I
Honestly,
promise.
that sounds way more fun than just watching Les Mis.
Yeah. You get me complaining the whole time. Do you want me to talk about what I watched?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, go for it.
Okay, I mean, I've seen a lot. Also, I don't have like the 2-week thing, so I'll just talk about a couple other things I've watched recently. I saw Jesus Christ Superstar for the first time.
Nice.
The
Which I've actually never seen. Also.
yeah. Well, if you ever need to see it, you have a buddy, and his name
Oh,
is
yeah,
Ben.
I know I do.
Yeah, I'm actually, honestly,
Producer
I'm fairly
Ben.
tempted now.
Who's that? I don't know who that is. I don't know Ben. I don't know any Bens.
Ben, Helena, Ben, your Monster of the Week character. Come on.
Oh, yes. I do know that, Ben. Yes. Continue.
Anyway, yeah, no, I watched Jesus Christ Superstar with Ben, and I will attempt not to drag him too hard on here. He loves this show, and I don't think that the version that we watched was good, but I also don't think there's a good version of it out there.
Yeah, that's what my dad says. My dad is a very big, we were talking about this before, a very big Jesus Christ Superstar fan. Has
Yeah.
been since the 70s when it came out.
My mom had it on vinyl.
Hell yeah, so did my dad.
Shit.
So the concept album that, or I guess it's not the concept album, but it's like the
recording.
the
The cast
earliest
recording.
recording of it
Yeah.
is super good.
Yeah.
The music is like maybe one of the best things that Andrew Weber has ever written, in my personal
Oh, I would
opinion.
super second that.
So the music is super good.
But the staging is always bad.
The staging is like pretty much always bad. My dad has seen like multiple productions of it, including that movie, and is like,
Yeah.
there's just not a very. It's a very difficult production.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying earlier, this movie is filmed on location in the Middle East, I believe. I believe it's filmed in Israel.
Oh, it's this one. Okay.
And the cast, the ensemble would look impressive on a Broadway stage. But in the vast, desolate, wide open desert of the Middle East, of the Levant, they look like what did you say? Miniature Burning Man?
Oh yeah, I said tiny shitty Burning Man.
Tiny shitty Burning Man, yeah. So it's just like this crowd of like 25 people in like 70s hippie clothes that are kind of maybe trying to look Roman.
And the guy playing Jesus is just standing there like, yes,
Yeah, he like doesn't
Yeah.
really emote.
Yes.
yes.
No, it's not a
eye.
well staged film.
No.
But I still had a great time.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
I also saw. Oh
No, go continue, please.
no! Finish your thought about Jesus Christ Superstar.
It's more about like just musicals in general, which we can save until we actually do an episode about musicals.
Can I guest on that one too? Because I have opinions.
Yes, please. The staging,
yeah,
the
God,
staging of
absolutely.
musicals is just fucking all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about movies that even I really
Yeah.
like My Fair Lady, which I think is a very good movie, but the staging for it is very much like
It's
we
hard.
literally transplanted this from the stage, and so a lot of these like conventions are theatrical conventions that don't really work in film technically.
kind of wacky.
They
Yeah.
make them work because they don't do a ton of it, and I also am biased because I just love My Fair Lady so much. But
That's a good show,
yeah,
and that's also one that I think was
I-
adapted fairly well.
yes, exactly.
There,
Yeah.
the more modern boom of adapting musicals for film has kind of left us with some real shit.
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
Les
this
Mis,
is
as mentioned.
controversial opinion.
Mm-hmm.
The Sweeney Todd movie obviously sucks.
yes,
Yeah,
However, just as a putting, like, it feels like a movie.
it does.
It doesn't feel like somebody kind of just like crammed the stage show on there. Like, and it's actually like, I feel like the staging of that film is the only thing in it that actually isn't like all eye-wateringly awful.
That's true.
That's
And Jamie Kimball Bower's haircut is all right.
yes.
But that's a
that's a
personal
good point.
opinion, and you're allowed to drag me for it.
No,
I have the Mortal Instruments on my list. I will be talking about Jamie Kimball Bower again
I was gonna
later.
say, speaking of Jamie Campbell Bower, we should probably transition into the actual topic of this show.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love hearing you guys talk about musicals.
No, that's a different
But-
episode.
That's a different episode.
That is a different episode during which I may actually attempt to record myself singing On the Street Where You Live, because guess what sounds really nice? It's that.
it's that
That's gay.
Yep.
On this show?
song makes me cry. Anyway, continue.
Anyway,
All right.
let's move on. I think we should start by talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think so too.
We
I think
kind of have to in some ways, and like I
Yeah.
don't know, this is something where like I meant to make an actual like timeline today, and then I got distracted watching Great British Bake Off, as you do, and also like making a nice pasta. I roasted some Brussels sprouts. It's good.
Ooh.
But I was trying to figure out if, because the thing with the Harry Potter, like Harry Potter as a book series kind of, it didn't actually like create young adult speculative fiction, but it definitely
Did though.
it did kind of. I mean, but like Tamora Pierce, like the Tamora Pierce books, like Alana the Lioness is older than Harry Potter.
Yeah, but
Like,
Harry
there
Potter
were
is
some.
the reason why the YA got its own book list in the New York Times.
Yeah, this
Maddie and
is
I
true.
just went to a panel about this at Rose City.
Oh, sweet shit.
Yeah.
The Melissa Anelli, who wrote Harry: A History, which is a personal memoir and history of the Harry Potter
Yeah.
phenomenon, was there, and she was talking about how the reason why the YA book list was created in the New York Times was because Harry Potter had made camp. The first 3 books were just taking up the top 3 spots of the New York book list. The New York Times, what's it called?
Bestseller.
Bestseller list.
Bestseller list.
That's
and
the word.
nothing else
Yeah.
could get on.
And
Nothing
so
Yeah.
people
could
stopped
move
taking
them.
out advertisements
Yeah,
in the
because
New
they
York
weren't
Times
gonna-
because they couldn't get on the fucking list. That's why there's more than one bestseller
Yeah.
list in the New York Times. So yeah,
Oh my
Harry
God,
Potter
it's
did
fucking
kind
Harry
of
Potter.
create.
Yeah.
Young adult.
You're totally right. And so it's interesting where it's like it wasn't the first, like, was that, but like for the movies, were they really the first? Because the fucking first
Well-
Harry Potter movie came out like actually 1 billion years ago.
18
Yeah,
years ago,
it
baby.
was, yeah.
Shut the wow, fuck me, I'm old.
I'm trying to think of anything that
I
would
was
have been
in
based
second
in YA that would have happened earlier than that. I'm not really pulling anything.
I mean, or stuff like big. It was the first
Like a YA
of the,
book
the
adaptation.
large
And it's not
scale
technically
ones.
now. It's not technically classified as YA.
We were just talking about Ella Enchanted.
Yeah, because Ella Enchanted and Harry Potter are technically in some classifications for librarians and booksellers. middle readers books.
Yeah.
For that
Yes,
little
that's
category.
where we have them in my store, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Me
Gail
too.
Kirsten
I-
Levine does kind of bridge the gap there.
Yeah, she does. She's in
Okay.
both.
Oh my god. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be over here getting emotional about Gail Kirsten Levine. I got. Hey, no, dude. I have a signed copy of Catherine Called Birdie. Okay.
Yeah. No, Ella Enchanted is one of the movie adaptations I want to talk about because I have, despite not having seen this movie for probably 15 years, I have some pretty strong opinions about it. But yeah, Harry Potter.
The first Harry Potter movie is the first time that I remember being conscious of the process of adaptation from page to screen, because I was already a fucking diehard, like, encyclopedic knowledge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
And it was the first time that I ever, like, went into it thinking, I wonder what they are going to do. I wonder how this is going to work. Because it was the first time that I had ever thought, come into it already thinking about the logistics of an adaptation.
That's
And, like,
so
what I thought they were
interesting.
going to do. And I remember, I genuinely remember, like, coming out of the theater and, like, driving home and, like, wanting nothing more than for my parents to sit there and listen while I dissected the adaptational choices. And this being one of those times where, like, my parents were like, we love you, but oh my god, how do we teach our child to shut the fuck up? Spoilers, it wasn't gonna happen until I was, like, 25.
Yeah, mood. Yeah, I didn't get into Harry Potter until the sixth book and the fifth movie, or the sixth book was already out and the fourth movie was about to be released. And I was not at all conscious of the adaptation process in that respect. So
2001. Yeah, I
remember the first time Goblet of Fire was the first time I was annoyed by changes that were made in a movie adaptation of Harry Potter, at least. Because Prisoner of Azkaban, I know that a lot of people were annoyed by changes that were made in Prisoner of Azkaban. But I remember not being
Prisoner of
annoyed by it.
Azkaban. Yeah.
I was, like, too in love with the movie Prisoner of Azkaban, like, right when it came out, to be like I care about the changes that were made and I can think critically about it. And then it's only, like, after rereading the series and watching the movies and seeing, like, oh, here's a mistake that they made.
well, that's something that I was thinking about, is that in that particular era of adaptation, I think there was this kind of overarching opinion that these movies are for children and children don't have taste. And so a lot, especially those first two Chris Columbus movies from the Potter series. But I was even in the context of, like, other franchise adaptations, that changes are made for simplicity's sake that then force later changes to be made if sequels are made at all.
And I think that something else that I've thought about is that, and then this isn't YA, but was happening concurrently, sort of, with the Harry Potter movies being released, was that Lord of the Rings was being released. So, and I remember that being a very active part of being in the Harry Potter fandom, was that fight between Lord of the Rings fans and, like, young Harry Potter fans. And, like,
holy fuck, really?
yes, kids growing up reading Harry Potter and getting these Chris Columbus movies that are extremely, sometimes, faithful to a fault.
Yeah.
And not knowing, like when I was 10 years old or whatever, I wouldn't have known, like, what changes were made to the Lord of the Rings movies, because I hadn't read the books yet. But, like, assuming that, like, books, I think that some people grew up assuming that movie adaptations of books were supposed to be faithful because we had some really faithful book adaptations for a little while. And
I
so
think
when
that's valid.
Prisoner of Azkaban was like, actually, we're going to do a completely stylistic, like, left turn and do these changes, even if some of those changes, I think, were not good. Some of them were fine.
That has
That's
never
so
occurred
interesting.
to me. And you're absolutely
the Lord
right.
of the Rings.
Yes.
It's at Two Towers and Return of the King taught me that film adaptations did not have to be perfectly faithful in order to, one, capture the spirit of something, and two, like, those were the ones that taught me that, like, things, like, different things work better for one or the other,
Yeah.
and that you can love both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I was just doing it took me like too long to do this kind of math because I'm just like my brain kind of shut off. I was 10 years old plus 9 days when Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out in theaters on the 16th of November 2001, because I remember that was part of like it like almost came out for my birthday.
That's sweet.
And I'm like freaking the fuck out over like over that weird process because they were happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And I had already read both. Because my dad, the thing was my dad gave me Lord of the Rings and he was like, you can't, he's like, the movies, they're making movies and I'm not, he's like, this is the one time where like, I'm not going to take you to go see it unless you've read the book first.
Literally, my mom did the same thing, but it's because she wanted to put off showing me Lord of the Rings because she thought they were going to be too violent for me.
Oh my god, that's wild.
So I didn't
my
see
dad
Lord of the
just
Rings
like
until I was in 10th grade.
Oh my god, my dad is just like, this is the one thing that he's like he's like very nerdy about Lord of the Rings, and it's like the only fantasy thing in the world that he's nerdy about.
That's sweet.
But I was, and it was that they both came out in 2001, and I had read both of those books. And I just kind of like didn't realize that till right now, so I'm like trying to like kind of like memory excavate what that was like.
Yeah.
Well, and they're still
Yeah.
I don't know what percent faithful they are. They're still pretty faithful in many ways.
They're faithful, but they're
Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, but also there are some huge changes made at the same time.
I don't think we need to get too deep into Lord of the Rings right now.
Yeah,
No,
you just activated my fucking hindbrain by
I know,
saying
right?
that, and I stayed silent specifically because I was like, "Oh, you guys want to talk about the changes they made in the movies?" And
I know,
I'm
like metaphorically like both. I'm just like duct taping my own mouth shut. Anyway,
We'll talk
that's
about that for our
an
1 year
episode for another
anniversary.
time.
Oh, we can talk about Harry Potter more because
Yes.
Yeah,
those adaptations kind of like broke the ground for having child actors who grew up with their roles.
Also true, which is just like, what a godforsaken bizarre idea.
I know, and it's like I understand, but
Also, like, man,
Helen is showing me
I'm just, like-
pictures of Anne Hathaway from Ella Enchanted right now.
oh wow, holy fuck!
Oh shit! Speaking of like Anne Hathaway, Princess Diaries.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Which came out in
She got the start of her career in
Yeah,
YA
fucking
adaptation.
Princess. Yeah,
2001.
God, what a year, Jesus! Because I remember, I loved that. Also, in retrospect, I had the biggest goddamn crush on the gal who played her best friend.
Oh, you mean the actress who's a
boy.
lesbian?
I mean, I had a huge crush on Anne Hathaway, but I also had the biggest, like, be you and do you crush on the actress playing her
The
best
best
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heather
also just, like, the
Matarazzo?
character.
Is that who you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I wanted to be that character, like, as a person, pretty bad.
I mean, yeah. So
Also,
this
now-
is one of those
now
things
is-
that's like the genre that like I kind of skirted because I was a hipster.
That's fair.
But
Can I
also
drag myself for
valid.
filth for a second?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I freaked myself out pretty good a number of years ago by realizing that a like non-zero part of my personality as a child was because I decided that I wanted to be Hermione Granger and then like stuck the fuck to that. So, you know.
Hey, you know what? I did the same thing,
didn't
but
know
it was
that
with
earlier?
Luna Lovegood.
Okay, I mean, it took me a while to like accept that about myself. Let's go with that.
Briefly, I want to talk about Black Cauldron because I did just realize
Yeah.
that like that was a movie that was a YA book series that got turned into a animated children's movie, and like the only reason I've read all of those books is because Angela got me to read them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's like 7 books in that series, and it's definitely young adult. It is not a children's book series.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because is that the Lloyd Alexander or the T.H. White?
It is not the T.H. White.
Lloyd Alexander is shelved as middle readers at Powell's.
Middle grade is different from kids, though.
Right. Black Cauldron is like,
Yes.
Also, some of the later books
8
are
to-
not. I would not classify as middle readers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I never read past the first one.
Okay, there's 5 books.
What
There's
I-
Book of 3, and there's Black Cauldron. And those ones I could say could be middle readers. And then we get into Castle of Lear and Terran Wanderer, which was the book I read like 5 times before I went to college. Specifically because it's all about like leaving your home behind and like trying to find yourself and shit. Yeah.
I heard an interview with
It's
the vampire
kind of
in my
like-
first year of college.
You know, we all read different things. We all
We did.
I
found
read the
ourselves in
Mortal
different ways.
Instruments.
So I'm gonna go back. I'll make a connection to Harry Potter and the Chronicles of Prydain, because I think I saw someone the other day who was like, Harry Potter very much is like they get more mature as you read on. And I think Chronicles of Prydain is very similar. I don't have much to say on this topic, which is great because you guys do, and I'm happy listening to you. But I'm like, this is my one thing that I want to talk about.
Get into it. I don't want to feel like I'm monopolizing too much.
Well, I mean, we all have our episodes that we just know more about. Like, I had my Star Wars episode.
I know, and it was great.
Like, Helena did Star Trek. Well, half of Star Trek, I guess.
I will be doing
But-
More.
Yeah.
I have never seen the Black Cauldron.
It's been
Which is
a
like-
while.
I
Oh,
cannot
neither
believe
have
that.
I've seen Sword in the Stone. That's why I'm getting confused.
Yes, there we go. I
I
was
have
like,
not seen the Black Cauldron.
That's based on the ones in Future King.
Yeah.
yes,
STH,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Black,
Okay.
Black Cauldron is something is
Different.
different. Similar style.
That's
so
really
I can
interesting what
understand
you
the
were saying though,
connection.
Maddie, because when I took classes on publishing and editing, the whole thing they said is that like middle grade and YA are the books that have like the darkest themes. Like adult readers get squeamish reading some of the themes that show up frequently in middle grade and YA.
Is it? Do you think? Oh, sorry to interrupt.
No, that was the point.
Okay. Do you think that's because they're squeamish thinking about children reading these themes, or because these themes are like things that adults are just generally uncomfortable with?
I think it's a little of both, and I think it's also a little bit of children don't yet have, or young readers don't yet have the experience to back up the horrific things that they're reading about.
That makes
so
sense.
it can exist in more of a in a fantasy storytelling realm that is kind of difficult for adults to access once they've experienced, true difficulties or, whatever it may be. Like kids reading about, I don't know, discrimination when they haven't necessarily experienced that discrimination is going to have a really different effect than an adult who maybe has experienced that or knows people who have, or has has been hearing about what's going on politically in the world. Like, I just think it's a really different experience where kids are able to access a different level of storytelling because it exists in a vacuum for them.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
So middle grade books and YA books can explore things that adult books can't necessarily.
Yeah, because they
That's-
don't have a deep personal connection to it that makes it difficult to process.
That's right into like the dystopian young adult fiction boom.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually going to mention a book that never got adapted, but
Oh, which one?
Number the Stars. It's
Oh.
by Lois
Oh,
Lowry.
fuck me. How would you even do that?
No, you couldn't.
Yeah.
But like that was one of my favorite. That was my first. Yeah, that
That's
was my
huge.
first favorite book. Like Lois Lowry was my first favorite author as a 10-year-old.
And that was a huge book. That
It
was,
was
like a
a
Newbery
huge
Award-winning
book, yeah.
book.
And I found it on my shelf the other day, and I was thinking about, giving it, selling it to Powell's, passing it on. And I opened it up, and I started reading a little bit, and I almost started crying. And this was never a book that, like, super affected me as a kid. It was like, it was a really important story to me. But I read maybe a paragraph or two, and I just, like, started getting choked up. And I was just like, oh, this book cannot leave me.
Yeah.
But I did put it in a box of like keepsakes. But it was just one of those things where I was like, this is hitting me in a really different way now that I have more experience with fascism, actually.
Yeah.
As an American. Terrifying. Anyway, moving on.
That's the same thing for different reasons. That's the same exact thing that happens to me every time I read the ending of Charlotte's Web. It's like every single time I'm like, I wonder if I'll just like read the last like page and a half of Charlotte's Web, and I do, and then like 30 seconds later I'm like sobbing.
Yeah, speaking of books that made us cry, I just forgot that Bridge to Terabithia got adapted.
It did.
Oh, fuck. Damn it.
Wasn't it not very good?
It
was...
It
I don't
changed
remember
enough
being
about
very
the
good,
book, I think.
but I also cried a lot.
I didn't read the book, so I can't.
Neither
speak.
did I.
That was the first book that ever made me cry.
What is... Oh, God,
why.
hey, you know what the first book that ever made me just, like, fuck it, like, that, like, really fucked me up, and I'm, like, to this day still mad that somebody gave it to me? Where the Red Fern Grows.
I never read that one.
Another book
damn.
I've never read.
Don't. It's not good. Also, just, like, somebody really should have, like, been able to gauge that was, like, a level of, like, extremely graphic and upsetting animal death that I was not going to be able to deal with.
Oh,
like,
I
had
know what my book was that did
nightmares.
that. Now that you mention that, it was Love That Dog.
I don't
Sharon
even.
Creech.
I didn't even have a fucking dog. I just was like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The
I'm
Giver
still,
did
like,
get adapted.
It did.
Oh,
which
Jesus, it did.
I was thinking about The Giver
Ugh.
when you mentioned Number of the Stars. Weirdly enough, I was
Because
like,
it's the same author.
Yeah. That's all Lois
is?
Lowry.
Okay.
Yeah, Lois Lowry.
No.
I'm still
the
thinking about
fuck?
Number of the... Because I know I read Number of the Stars when I was
Yeah.
a kid. I know I read it like a bunch of times. I cannot for the life of me remember what my reaction to it was. Because I'm just thinking I'm like off in the weeds of like specifically like young adult or like middle grade and young adult fiction that is about like horrible things in history.
oh, speaking of that, it's interesting that we're seeing a trend now of I mentioned this on Twitter, but we're seeing a trend of middle reader about 9/11.
No
Oh,
way,
shit.
really?
Yes, because we're starting to get to a point
Oh,
where people who
shit.
there are kids who are entering like 5th grade, 6th grade who weren't alive.
Yeah.
Ah!
I saw your
for-
tweet thread about that.
Jesus, time marches on.
Yeah, and we're selling a lot of them because like school year is starting and 9/11 just passed, and their teachers are starting to teach about it because they need to have it. It sets up such a context for the time we live in now. Is like 9/11 started such a series of events,
Yeah.
and we're entering a period where that event has become the history that we need to write about for that age group, so they can learn about it from a personal perspective. So when they learn about it in history, it becomes something that is relevant to them.
That's concerning. and
You just blew my
terrifying.
whole ass mind.
Yeah, it was something I've been thinking about it a lot, just because it's so difficult to explain it. But people are starting to try, which is very good. We don't need it. Obviously, we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
because we talk about a very complicated situation, but we're starting to see things that happened in our lifetime becoming those historical events. Weirdly enough, don't see a lot about like the Cold War or things like that.
Yeah.
Which is like I can't think of any like middle grade YA that is about like things that were happening during the Cold War. You see a lot of World War II, and then between World War II and like now, there's not a lot.
Because it was going on for so long, and because it wasn't like, it was just kind of.
I
Yeah,
think
there's...
there
Or
are
even the
some
Vietnam
of those
War.
like those diary history books about it, like the Dear America stuff. I think they now have an American Girl doll who's from the 70s.
They do.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Her name is Julie, and her parents are divorced, and that's the whole thing about her.
That's her character trait and her
Oh my
personality
God,
trait.
that's bonkers.
I
Well,
mean, for real, I would have loved to have that American Girl doll when I
Yeah,
was a kid.
to
Yeah,
be
but-
fair.
Oh, yeah,
she's
no,
like a hippie.
seriously.
It's cute.
The one I'm trying to, the only one that comes to mind, and this is just because I am weirdly familiar with, like, I had a 8th grade, instead of English class, they were, because we didn't have an English teacher, they were like, oh shit, you're gonna read novels that have to do with this historical period. There's a handful of ones, and the one that sticks out to me is Red Scarf Girl, which is about the Maoist revolution in China. like told through the perspective of a young, like a 12-year-old girl, but like I think that's just that might be a thing where like it's entirely possible that like the author is from the Seattle area or something, or there's like some other reason that came up specifically in my class, because like I don't think I've ever run into anybody else who's read Red Scarf Girl. It just made a really strong impression on
that
me
book
personally.
I read that in third grade.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah.
I read it in 8th grade, which was like, holy fuck, was I too old for that book? But like whatever.
Yeah.
Is that the compost alarm?
Sorry, that was the compost alarm. Anyway, where was I going with this?
We were talking about eras of history being represented.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of those don't get usually YA adaptations.
No.
Or movie adaptations.
No,
like,
they
they're
do
just
not
the
become
books.
films.
They don't become film. They make you read them in school usually.
Yeah. I
That's
read a
interesting
lot of
that-
Westward Expansion stuff in school because
Alright.
I had the whole Pioneer Girl phase.
Yeah. This is I feel like
growing up in Oregon.
I feel like when I was, my experience of sort of being, and I had this weird thing where, like, I was born in 1991. I was technically, like, age group wise, the target market for, like, the post-Harry Potter explosion of young adult literature, but I also was a pretentious asshole as a child, and, decided that I had grown out of it really early. So, like, there's a lot of things where it's like, well, wasn't this like the thing when you were this age? I'm like, yes, but I had already decided I was too cool for that. But I always felt like there was like, when I was really young, there were like 2 types of young adult fiction, and it was like the educational ones and the fun ones, like really definitively. There was like the ones that were like that you read for school, which always had like, it was almost like on a certain level they were written to have book reports written about them.
Yeah, like those are the diary books, like the historical fiction
Yeah,
stuff.
or like the ones there were, and this is probably because I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, there were a lot of ones about like boys in nature.
Yes, like Hatchet,
My Side of the Mountain.
Yes.
I never read any of those.
Something Spirit Bear. I think these were all by the same dude. Also, hang on. What the?
they're not.
What is that
actually.
dude's name?
That's Gary
Gary
Paulson,
Paulson.
baby.
Gary Paulson.
My Side of the
Yeah,
Mountain.
Gary
Right,
Paulson
My Side of the
novels.
Mountain.
My Side of the
Which,
Mountain
like-
was Gail Carson Levine, though.
That is Gail Carson Levine,
Who
but
also
like a
did
lot
Julie
of
the
them.
Wolves, which I did read.
Yes, she did. I do love Gail Carson Levine, but like there were.
Didn't she write
And-
All Enchanted, or am I making that up? Okay.
Yeah, she did. And so she was one of the few authors who wrote YA novels that were like for girls and for boys. And like that was the other really big thing, was like initially, like even after Harry Potter, the young adult fiction was so fucking gendered.
Right.
And like maybe it still is, but I remember it just being like almost aggressively gendered.
I don't think it is
It's
as
still-
much
no.
now. But
Yeah,
we did
which
have
is good.
like I was going to talk about the dystopia boom for at some point.
Which, yeah, we should segue into that, because, like, that's an interesting one where, like, I feel like the dystopia boom had this funky thing where it was the kind of subject matter that you would usually have associated with YA books for boys with female protagonists.
Yeah, well, I actually have a take on that. I was reading this big
Hell yeah.
essay at one point about the fantasy and sci-fi genres of like the 80s and 90s, when fantasy was kind of like considered to be kind of like low fiction and kind of gross usually, where there was this whole genre of like Mercedes Lackey and that what's her name, the Mists of Avalon,
McCaffrey? Oh no, Bradley.
Marion Zimmer Bradley,
Yeah.
where like there's it's all very like, you know, sexually matriarchal, and
Boy, I got my hands on some of that shit when I was
the
technically
like
for it.
psychic dragon sex from McCaffrey.
Oh man, sorry,
like, all
I'm
that
just having
stuff,
like the worst
but then-
flashbacks right now.
Then that was for women, and then for men you had the military sci-fi like Ender's Game, and
Oh, I hated that book. When
I
read
know.
it.
I know.
Fuck
but like
Ender's
that whole
Game.
genre, like yeah, fuck Orson Scott Card, he's homophobic.
Yeah.
But like that whole genre of like, you know, military space battle stuff. And then I
yeah.
feel like there was sort of a, I don't know, when YA was forged, reading was what boys didn't really boys didn't really read that much.
Yeah, okay, that is true.
And so we got things like The Hunger Games and Divergent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Maze Runner came after
the Maze
that.
Runner came after that as kind of like a
boys.
let's expand this. It's The Hunger Games, but it's for boys.
Yeah.
That's what the fuck is up with the Maze Runner. I just need
Yeah.
you all to know that Leia, I actually was like, Leia explained Maze Runner to me, and she did, like, lovingly and comprehensively, and I still have no fucking idea.
I did actually read the first book, but I never finished the rest. All I know about the second book is that when the movie came out, somebody made an edit of the movie poster that said Scraunch Trongle instead of Scorch Trial.
Yeah, that's all I know about it is
Scraunch Trongle. So I cannot think about the Hunger Games without it coming
Scraunch Trongle.
actively out of my mouth. And somebody talks about the Maze Runner, anything, Dylan O'Brien, whatever.
Scraunch
And I'm just
Trongle.
like, Scraunch Trongle, and they're just like, what? And I'm like, oh,
I know that.
this is my brain.
You're
If I ever
like,
bring up
I'm
Dylan
sorry
O'Brien
about that,
again.
just like neuron misfire. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna say like those are the movies that Dylan O'Brien
Scraunch
conjured
Trongle.
for his career.
Yeah, that's him.
Scraunch Trongle.
And the lad who was in the Narnia movies?
Ooh, you mean my boy Will Poulter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
My
he's
only
into well,
son.
and the fucking kid who's looked like he was 6 for his
Yes,
entire
who
life
was in
from
Love
Love
Actually.
Actually.
Oh, my other son. Yes.
Yeah, I forget. Thomas Brody Sangster.
Brody Sangster, Oscar winner for
Hey,
Love
Thomas
Actually.
Brody Sangster genuinely looks like an adult human being now. I'm shook.
Yeah, but he's like 35, so.
True.
kind of looks like an adult human being, but he's also an Oscar winner for Love Actually. So
Yeah, no.
Jesus, I forgot about that.
No, the whole dystopia boom was nuts. First of all, because it's like all of these horrific things that,
Oh, it's real upsetting.
yeah, but like that was just a weird thing where like we did the vampire thing when Twilight came out, and then everyone's like, "Cool, we need something urban and technological."
yeah,
Vampires are out.
Divergent was just.
Well, I mean, and that's
Divergent
the
is
thing.
in.
That
Yeah.
was the weird thing with like as soon as like studios figured out that YA novels, like YA adaptations could make money, like the search was on for a formula. Because there's all these like sort of before it became a formula, it was the fucking Wild West out there. Like, nobody knew what they were doing. You got shit like the goddamn Golden Compass. What the fuck even happened in the Golden Compass adaptation
Well,
other than Ian McKellen is a bear?
The bear.
The bear
Like,
sacrificed. The bear was sacrificed for that movie Sin, so we could have a remake in 2019, 2020 with James McAvoy and
it's
Ruth
true.
Wilson and Daphne Keane.
I'm really, really, really goddamn excited about
Daniel
that.
Craig, though.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
here in that movie, huh?
He was Lord
in that
Asriel.
movie.
He was in that movie.
Yep.
He was.
My great grandfather's name is Azrael.
That's hilarious.
He was the head rabbi of Chicago in like 1912.
Wild.
Shout out to your great grandfather.
Shout out to Rabbi Azrael.
What a badass.
So back to Divergent. I just want to remind everyone that that the plot of that is about gene therapy.
Wait, fuck, really?
Is that what it's about?
Yeah,
That is not what I got when I
that's
watched
what
that
it's
movie.
about.
Now,
They
to be-
don't reveal this until the third book, which I
Oh.
read a Wikipedia summary of because I could not get through it.
Okay, so that's my question. So we watched that movie very, very late at night because I guess Theo James is the name of the guy who plays her love interest in that movie.
Yeah.
Because my friend Lila thought that the guy Theo James was like attractive, and I was like, oh, he's not my type. But then we watched this movie, and that sure happened, and it was like, this movie's
Yeah.
not good. It's kind of a rip-off.
No, the whole point is that they all have they're all genetically damaged because of environmental factors. And so they've been put in this walled off city as an experiment to heal their genetic problems by so everyone who's divergent has been healed, quote unquote, because if you have more than one trait, that means your genes are okay.
What?
That's what the movie is about. I read the books.
What?
Oh my god, I feel like my brain is falling out my ears.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What are the books about?
That's the plot.
Oh, I thought you said that's what the movie's about. And
No,
I'm
that's
like,
that's
books
the
different?
world building of this series.
What?
Yeah, the people, all the people who are like choosing they have to like choose a trait. There's like the 5 factions or whatever. Helena, you don't have to Google this. I know what they are.
No, I'm not Googling that. I'm not Googling that. Don't worry, I'm not Googling that.
That was supposed to be a bit. No, so they have like these
I am
5
Googling.
factions, and it's very like Hogwarts House light. It's like there's the knowledge one, and there's the kindness one, except the kindness one is also the stoned one, and then there's the selflessness one, the mama, I have never seen a mirror in my life. And then there's the badass ones who wear leather jackets and jump on trains, and
Gryffindor.
I want to be the stoned one.
they're called Amity.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, yeah, there's like, yeah, so there, and then there's the ones that are honest to a fault. That's their trait. Anyway,
Oh,
yeah.
so they're nerds. Okay.
No, the nerds are erudition, and then candor
They're
is
emotional nerds.
Okay.
They're nerds
sorry.
for emotion.
Anyway,
You know,
why do I
I'm
still know
sorry,
all
I
this? I
just
read these
can't.
books like 10 years ago.
because that's what you make space in your brain for, and that is valid.
I guess so.
We all make space in our brain for other things.
No,
and,
that's
you
that's
know?
what it's about, though. But anyway, that I just,
Really,
you
the
can cut this out.
thesis-
It's not important.
No, it is. It's
Uh,
so
The
interesting.
thesis of this episode is just YA novels way more weird than you fucking thought.
Yeah,
It's YA novels, and me making that what sound in the very particular way.
what? It's true. Helena, stop showing me pictures of Billy Piper.
Okay.
I'm going to die.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at them myself too and just kind of... Okay, no, I was Googling them for a very valid reason because I was thinking about another YA book by Philip Pullman, which is the Sally Lockhart Mysteries, which have been kind of totes forgotten by the big like
Ezra and I
Hollywood.
just remembered those books at the same
Have you
time.
read those books too?
Those sound
I read
very
like
familiar.
one of them.
I have read all
Yeah.
4 of them, and I love them very
me ask the
dearly. But Billy Piper was in the like TV adaptation along with Matt Smith. But this was before Matt Smith was on Doctor Who, and I think before she was on Doctor Who as well.
That's correct.
Ruby in the Smoke. J.J. Field plays
Yeah.
her friend / later love interest. They did adaptation of Ruby in the Smoke and Shadow in the North, which is the second one, but they didn't do Tiger in the Well or The Tin Princess, which is actually the first book that I read in the series, because that
You
one,
read the last one first.
because my grandparents went to England and got that one for me, not knowing it was part of a series. But it's also centered around Matt Smith's character, Jim Taylor, more than Sally Lockhart, so it reads really well as a standalone book, and I had no idea.
Footface.
Yes, Footface Smith. My good friend from college, Footface Smith. Matthew.
Is this a good
Matthew Smith.
is this a good moment to transition into talking about abandoned franchises?
Absolutely it is.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah, it is.
Oh my god. Okay.
So
All right, welcome to the graveyard of abandoned YA franchises, everybody.
can we start? Were you done talking about Sally Lockhart?
I mean,
Yes, I think
there's an
so.
episode worth that I could talk about Sally Lockhart, so yes,
Okay.
I am done.
Can we start with Narnia then?
Yes.
Yes. I am so mad that they never did Silverchair. And
Me
yes, maybe these
too.
movies were not very good, but I fucking love
They should have at least
They-
finished Silverchair while Will Poulter was young enough.
They were uneven,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that they are all
Yes.
outright bad. I would say that they are
No.
uneven. I would say that the first movie is good,
Quite good.
quite good.
The first
I
movie's
remember
pretty good.
genuinely enjoying it.
The
Yeah.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Prince Caspian is like
Yes.
fine.
Yeah.
I like Voyage of the Dawn Treader, but it's very different from the book.
That's because the book doesn't have a whole lot of a plot.
Yeah.
It's very episodic. But I cry at the end every single fucking time when they're going away.
Yeah.
And Edmund and Lucy realize they can never go back.
Yeah.
And I just fucking sob every time.
Well, that's another
Baby.
film franchise where those actors were all cast with the assumption that they would be making the whole series. And
Right.
those films were also, they started adapting them shortly after Harry Potter became what it is. And
Right.
it was assumed that this would be the next big thing to get everyone into.
Right.
You know, just sidebar on that really quickly, you know what they would just do with that now, which relates back to the movie that I saw at the very beginning of this podcast. They did that with It. But so they made It 2 years ago when the actors were like supposed to be like 12 or 13 years old, but were like, you know, around those age groups.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit older, but not much.
They filmed this movie this beginning of this year, early last year, I'm assuming, and they still had flashbacks of like these kids' lives in that summer, and they've aged just slightly enough that they would look different, but they wanted it to be the same summer. So guess what they did? They just kind of CGI'd their faces just a little bit so that you couldn't really tell with all of them. But their
terrifying.
voices didn't quite
Jesus,
match
I hate it.
with their face. They did it most with Finn Wolfhard and with the kid who played Eddie, who was in Shazam. Not so much with Lily Ransom, who played the girl, because she kind of looked older than any of them anyway. But you could just tell just enough that they kind of tried to make them look like they hadn't aged even like a little bit. And it was really unsettling.
God,
'cause I
that
was
gave
like,
me the fucking
Yeah.
heebie-jeebies.
So
Oh,
that's
God,
what they
like,
would just
I-
do now.
yeah.
That's what they would do now, and that's not good.
No, it's not good.
I know I haven't really, come up with a take on it yet, like a pitch on it yet, but I do know people have very strong opinions about CGI being applied to actors. But like,
It was
yeah.
good in Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I was just thinking about, like, if they had made the silver chair, then they would have been able to stop, take a break, recover funding, whatever. And then they could have made The Horse and His Boy, like, 10 years
Yeah, they
later.
could have made The Horse and His Boy, and then they could have also done
The Magician's Nephew.
The Magician's Nephew, and then whatever the last book is called.
The Last Battle,
Which I'm-
but you don't really need to adapt
Yes.
that because it's weird and esoteric and just weird, like heaven.
But I loved The Horse and His Boy. They
Yeah.
definitely could have done both of those. Neither of them are related to like,
Exactly.
literally, or they could have done Silverchair and just stopped after that. Like they could have never. Silverchair was the last piece of that puzzle.
I know.
And I love the Silverchair.
And Will Poulter was good as Eustace.
Yeah, he was great.
And I think he's
was
the
a
only one of those
snot.
kids who still, like, seriously acts.
Yeah, the other ones have all fucked off to like school. and
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, I do think...
Which,
I
like,
thi-
good for them,
I think
but-
William Moseley does, like, stage acting.
No, I think you're right, actually. Yes.
But... And Helena was just saying... she had to take the dog out very quickly. But Helena was saying earlier that she'd seen Anna Popplewell in something. But...
That,
I don't know. It was just like...
I think...
Like, none of those kids act anymore. They were part of this big thing that just never...
And the
went
thing is, they could
anywhere.
have all stopped acting after Voyage of the Dawn Treader. They just needed the one kid because he's the only. None of the other. And they would have needed Ben Barnes again, but only for like the very end.
Yeah, I mean, isn't Caspian really old in the Silverchair?
Yes, but in the last at the very. Me who has these books memorized.
I've only read
actually-
the Silverchair once.
at the end of Silverchair, basically, Aslan shows up and he Caspian is briefly young again.
Okay.
And he chases off Eustace and the gal's bullies. And he has this very sweet moment where he helps them out, and then he goes to lie in heaven or whatever. But he's briefly young again for that moment. I think so anyway.
Oh yeah, Helena's reminding me. Helena's back and is reminding me that Will Poulter is a meme now.
Oh yeah, it's
He's
you guys
are getting paid meme.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Will Poulter.
yeah. Oh, you guys are getting finished adaptations for your YA novels.
Yeah.
Post that on the Sneeple Twitter. I'll retweet it.
And then this is a funny one because then there's abandoned franchises, and then there's the aborted franchises where they were nope, not making any fucking more of those.
Like Inkheart.
like
Yeah.
Inkheart, where they
They just
specifically
fucked
were
it.
like, not that we don't think that this will. We're like, no, you can't make any more of these. We know that we've got perfect casting and bad writing, and it's dead now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
well,
just don't understand
all right.
why they did that. Was like a weird thing because Cornelia Funk has like absolutely no fear, braver than any person I've ever known, and put in the dedication to Inkspell or Inkheart that
I could find out.
yeah, you have them handy. They're upstairs for me. That when she was writing the book, she envisioned Moe's voice and possibly she basically was like,
And his face, I think.
dedicate this book to my face cast for my
face
hero,
cast.
Brendan Fraser, who plays
Yeah.
my dad in my
God.
mind in this book.
What a goddamn icon.
And then
she
she fucking got him.
yeah, and then also, I think he was like genuinely wanted to do it because he's such a nice guy, and he's like, oh, that's sweet. And then it's like she also did that for Thief Lord, which she
Yeah.
wrote before, where she said, oh yeah, while I was writing this book, I envisioned the detective character as Bob Hoskins, so this book's dedicated to Bob Hoskins, I guess,
Did he do it? I
No.
don't remember.
because they waited too long for a Thief Lord adaptation. I think he may have. Well, I don't think he had passed by then, but he.
See, the
'cause he
Thief
died
Lord
pretty
was
young.
a straight to video
Yes,
adaptation, and
so-
it's been so long since I've seen it, but I do remember that that was the first. Okay, you guys were talking earlier about how Harry Potter was like the first movies that you realized, that adaptations could be different or that you had opinions about it. The Thief Lord was
Yeah.
one of the first ones that I watched, and I was like, oh wait, this isn't like the book, and it's not good.
Sorry.
Sorry, Helen has just shown me that Aaron Taylor Johnson was the one who played that character in The Thief Lord.
Yep.
Oh, wait, what?
No, he played Prosper.
Oh, he played the main character.
No.
Oh, guys.
My grandfather, Jim Carter, aka the butler from Downton Abbey, played Victor.
Okay.
Aaron Taylor
Y'all.
Johnson was still like baby Prosper, not Bo, but Prosper.
Yeah. Prosper was the older brother, right?
Prosper was the older brother, the main character.
Yeah, what's Jasper Harris up to
Guys.
these days?
I don't know, not much.
Maddie, what?
I have very exciting news to share.
Yeah, what's
Oh
that?
boy, okay.
At the beginning of Inkspell, Cornelia Funk mentions Brendan Fraser. She also mentions a different German actor for specifically Silvertongue and Ducksfinger.
Excuse me,
So
who?
she name drops 2 different people for the
What?
cast.
Who did she drop for Dustfinger and Capricorn?
No, she
What?
says it's Silvertongue.
Silvertongue.
Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Rainer Strecker, who is both Silvertongue and Dustfinger. Every word in this book is just waiting for him to read it. I googled this dude.
Who is he?
ST, I think.
He's a German actor.
But what does he fucking look like? ST.
I don't.
Oh, there he is.
He is extremely German. This is one of those things where like most of I think of what he's done has not really been big in the U.S.
Yeah, and that's something I always forget about Inkheart is that it's in translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met her once.
Yeah.
And that was an experience. She was
Wow.
really
Oh
nice.
yeah, at freaking she
At
was
Emerald
at Emerald
City.
City Comic Con.
Yeah.
Ezra, I think at some point
Yes.
tonight you should tell the story about how you met Christopher Paolini.
Oh God,
She drew a dragon for
okay.
me.
I mean,
This is a really
now
sweet...
is the time to do it.
It
we're
is
talking about-
because Aragon is another
sequel,
one where
yeah.
they were like sequels. We don't need no fucking sequels. which
Before-
like
And they were
thank
right.
God
Before
honestly
we
because
before we
ugh.
transition into that's a sweet story that I creatively want to share is that Maddie, when you went to see Cornelia Funk, you asked her, could you please sign this thing for my friend Helena because she's a really big fan of the books, and then she drew a little dragon for me, and then you gave that to me on a piece of paper, and it's currently taped into my copy of Inkspell. I just wanted to share that.
I lost the thing that she signed for me, so that says a lot about the two of us as people, doesn't it?
Good
I
job.
suppose. Oh, 2014.
No,
Bob Hoskins was still around? Oh, fuck, he could have done it. He could have elevated
done
this
it.
film to greatness. Not that Jim
direct
Carter
video
isn't great.
greatness.
Anyway, sorry, Aragon?
Aragon, yeah.
Oh,
Can I point out
Jesus?
Yes.
that in the movie Aragon, Chris Egan, who later went on to star in the NBC series Kings as
Oh my
David.
Shut the front door.
He played Roran, and he wore jeans in Aragon.
Sure did. movie was so fucking bad.
So I remember actually, so me and a friend of mine rented that movie specifically for the purpose of like making fun of it. And I remember watching it, and as soon as they killed off Braum, played by Jeremy Irons, I looked at my friend and went, well, there went all of the acting talent.
Yep.
You're so right.
That was the first movie. I saw that with my dad when it came out. We loved those books. That was the first
bitch, you
movie I
didn't
ever
see it with
walked
me?
out of angry. No, I saw it with my fucking dad, Helena.
Because I saw that on my birthday, Maddie.
Well, good for you.
With a bunch of my friends.
My dad.
Chris Egan, he's in it
Anyway.
for like 2 minutes.
Where are his jeans? I want
Yeah.
to see the jeans.
God.
Click on that picture up there.
I want to see him in
Yeah.
the jeans. Oh, there they are.
the jeans.
Oh, that's gay.
The
Yeah,
the dragon
cousins.
jeans.
Oh.
So
Helena.
it's
No, they're brothers, aren't they?
No, they're cousins.
They're cousins.
Aragon's been raised in his house, in the household. They've been raised as brothers, but they are cousins.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about. I thought we were talking about the evil brother. So I got distracted.
Murtaugh. No, they're half brothers.
Yes. That's what I thought we were talking.
Are we talking about Murtaugh, played by Garrett Hedlund?
Hey, are we talking about Murtaugh played by Garrett Hedlund, who
Can I
it turns
just
out
say-
that
can I just
I
say-
thought that Ansel Elgort and Garrett Hedlund were the same person for a really long time. I thought
yeah?
they were both Garrett Hedlund.
Look,
Garrett Hedlund also played Patroclus.
on the list of people that you don't ever fucking even put on a long list for your fantasy movie, Garrett Hedlund should be at the top of that fucking list. Why? Because
His teeth are so square.
His teeth are too square to know what a dragon is.
Like
You can't know what dragon is.
he looks like a carton of 2% milk.
Stop dragging me when I was 12. Stop.
I'm sure he's a very nice man.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at pictures of Garrett Hedlund again, and you're right.
You know, he's one of those
He
people
looks
that
like he's never even heard of a dragon.
he does know what an iPhone is, and
You can tell when you look at him that this man has
is-
seen AirPods.
He has such a weird accent in that movie, too.
the thing that's great is that Jeremy Irons doesn't know what an iPhone is. Sienna Gilroy doesn't know what an iPhone is. Ed Spieler doesn't know what an iPhone is. John Malkovich, however, doesn't know what an iPhone is, but like definitely knows what like those big chunky mobile phones from the 90s are.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
has that look about it. Like
He like made it to like 1993.
yeah, John
Garrett
Malkovich
Hedlund
was like,
predicted the iPhone 11 in that movie.
being John Malkovich came out, and then John Malkovich was like, well, I guess I'll just stay here for a little while for the rest of my life. And then in every movie he's in, he carries that vibe.
Another
with him.
similarity between Inkheart and Aragon, despite, in addition to the fact that they changed the plot to disallow a sequel, is that they both have bald villains.
Yes. Why, may I ask? Because that is not how I reread Inkheart very recently, and that is not at all how I envisioned.
I mean, Andy
Capricorn when I
Serkis
was
is
reading it.
amazing.
Andy Serkis is a very good actor. I don't know if
He's not a great Capricorn.
he's not right for the role.
Yeah, but then is that's John Malkovich as Galbatorix? Is that right?
I think so. I think it must be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I reread the whole Aragon series at the beginning of this year. It was actually my
Yeah,
first
you
time reading the fourth book, and I don't think I previously don't think I'd finished the third book. But Aragon was the first fantasy book I ever read. And therefore, every single fantasy book I've read since then has been me going, oh, this is where he got it.
You know, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, see, the thing is, so Aragorn, god damn it. That's
I
just
wish
me.
I was reading the Aragorn series
Like,
right now.
yeah, god damn it. So Aragon, I'm gonna look this up for posterity because
Aragon came
I
out
need
in
to know.
2004.
Okay, yeah. So Aragon came out in 2004.
And then the movie came out in 08.
I was in 6th grade
Yeah.
in 2004.
Guess it was the same.
So no, Aragon came out in 2002.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
But so in 2000,
Christopher Paolini is almost 40, y'all.
That's fucked up. In 2007,
Yeah.
it was definitely 2007. So
Sorry,
Aragon
2006.
got big.
I was in
I
8th grade,
didn't
that's
read it
Yeah.
like for a really long time. Because I was already,
You were a hipster.
but I mean, I was a
I'm
hipster,
too
but also
old
like
for those things.
okay, but let's be real here. Like, I turned about like 12, and my mom basically just gave up and let me loose on the adult sci-fi fantasy section of the library because, like, she couldn't stop me.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
I just, like, grabbed whatever had cool covers and, like, it's okay because most of the sex went over my head. Like, you know,
Right.
I turned out fine or whatever. But I had read a lot because I read constantly, voraciously, and totally without taste at that point. And so somebody, God, me too. And so somebody's like, okay, fine, you're gonna go, and so finally I just remember being like, fine, fuck it, I will read Eragon. I already love Anne McCaffrey's Dragon Riders of Pern series, which, boy, there's a lot of a strong undercurrent of ravishment fantasies in those books. Yeah, that was weird coming back to that as an adult and being like, whoa, okay, somebody has a kink. But I was
whole
like, I
genre.
like books about dragons, you know, like, I like all of this shit, and I start reading Eragon, and I'm like, he stole this from the Sword of Shannara series. He stole this from Anne McCaffrey. He stole this from Lord of the Rings. He stole this from Star Wars. He stole this from this. He stole this from this weird book that I read like 2 weeks ago. What the fuck?
Which is really funny because they did that in the movie too. They replicated the sunset scene from A New
true.
Hope in
Yeah,
the
they did.
Eragon
Sure
movie.
did.
They sure fucking did.
The opening
Yeah.
opening shot of Aragon is very similar to the opening shot of the Two Towers.
Yeah.
On
No,
top
you're not
of
wrong.
what is it, Zarek Zegal?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did invent a game with the Aragon movie, which is a drinking game.
Oh, God.
Which is called plagiarism, and every time you see something that's blatantly ripped from another franchise, you have to drink and then you die.
Yeah, you would die. So the thing is
Anyway,
this
continue.
So it's fast forward, it's 2005.
Uh-huh.
Aragon is like, I think maybe like the second book was coming out or something.
The
Aragon.
second book came out in the spring of 2006.
Never mind. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure when this
But
was.
it was getting
either-
very big in 2005. I think that's when Knopf picked
Yeah.
it up from the private publisher that his parents run.
That's what it was. It was that it got picked up. It went into like wider release. Everybody was like, it's the next Harry Potter, blah, blah, blah. I read it and I'm just like floored by the level of blatant plagiarism, as is my one friend who had a similar level of, wow, your parents just let you read what? And it's like they had stopped paying attention. And so Christopher Paolini goes on a speaking tour. And he comes to Third Place Books in the Seattle area. And my class is like, oh, okay, we're gonna go to this as a class. And so me and my friend sit in the back row and are like visibly, like childishly disrespectful during this whole we got in trouble with our teacher for like making scoffing noises during Christopher Paolini's author talk.
Babe,
Get fucking owned.
I love you so much.
So that's the story of the time that I like actually basically dissed Christopher Paolini when I was like 13.
You were heckling Christopher Paolini as a preteen.
You're braver than any person I know, Ezra.
I remember, like, and he's so, it just all felt so fake, you know, also. But I was just thinking, like, you dumb asshole. Like, you're like, oh, I wrote this book. I'm like, yeah, no shit. I could go write Sword of Shannara fan fiction at this age, too.
I probably was.
I probably, you know, yeah.
I was writing Inkart fan fiction when I was 12 years old.
Yeah,
I could have
exactly.
written an
I was
unofficial
writing
sequel,
Harry Potter fan fiction.
But I respected Cornelia Funk too much.
I went to a Lois Lowry author talk once, shortly after Gossamer was released. And
So cool.
I don't think I got a signed book. I may have, actually. I may have gotten my copy of Number the Stars signed. I would need to check when I get home. But I do remember that she told a story about trying to get the cover right for The Giver, and how the publisher had come to her with a cover of like a kid in snow gear, like playing in the snow, and she's just like, well, first of all, they don't have weather, they don't see color, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. Oh boy.
And that was one of those things where I was just like, oh, like publisher deals, author deals were really different in that era. Like,
Yeah.
authors these days get so much more control about the way their books are presented.
Yeah.
And about the way their books are adapted, actually.
Yeah, because that's a really
Yeah.
interesting thing. Like, I don't remember if this came up in the outtakes now, but like I rewatched Holes,
Yeah.
and like Louis Sachar adapted his own novel for the screen, and it shows. But that was like fucking nobody did that. They were just
Early
like,
2000s?
we're
Yeah,
buying.
no
Yeah, that
way.
was 2000. They were like, we're buying the rights to this. We're gonna do whatever the fuck we want with it. Like,
Yeah, my
unless you
house
were
now.
like,
Yeah.
unless you were J.K. Rowling, it was a very hard line. Like, my house now.
Right, and that was actually another thing Melissa Anelli talked about in the panel we went to, Maddie, about how Harry Potter was sold for very little money internationally, because the agent withheld so many rights that were not in, like, it was not common to withhold, like withholding film rights for the sale of a book, withholding international rights for the sale of a book, that had like never been done before for books for young adults or children. And that really changed the layout of how film rights were thought of in the publishing community, especially for young adult.
To be fair, she should not have been given the right to write her own screen adaptation.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm not
well.
saying that she.
No, yeah. Well,
That's
We're not
we're
support-
all in agreement.
We're not supporting J.K. Rowling here on this podcast.
Financially or morally.
Financially or morally, but like, yeah, no, that was like that
financially.
started
Yeah.
that whole thing of like authors having veto power or, you know, being
Right.
able to be involved
Because I
or
remember
anything like that.
hearing about stuff that, like, when Order of the Phoenix came out, and I was like so pissed off about changes made in Order of the Phoenix and cuts made in Order of the Phoenix. Reading something about how, like, they would ask her, like, apparently, hey, can we cut this thing? And she'd be like, yeah, sure. Or,
No, that
maybe
becomes
not.
important.
Like, they wanted to cut Creature entirely from Order of the Phoenix, and she was like, and Deathly Hallows was like about to come out at that point, and she was like, maybe. But also just like a lot of the changes that they made anyway. I mean, I stand by this fact that, like, the weakest part, which is why I defend Prisoner of Azkaban partly, is like the weakest part of any of the Harry Potter movies is always the script.
Yeah.
And so, which is why I get
Yeah.
defensive about Prisoner of Azkaban being quote unquote the worst one in people's opinions, because the worst thing about it is the script, and that's not unique among Harry Potter movies.
No.
It's still the best movie. So, but the screenplays are all like, they got to the point where they realized they had something that was like way more involved than they knew to begin with, which is fair,
Right.
because it didn't start out as to them as this big thing. And then they're like, oh shit, we have to make 2 hour, maybe 2 hour, 15-minute movies with everything that they crammed into Order of the Phoenix.
these goddamn
you need all
bricks.
these puzzle pieces
Yeah.
to make the final thing. It's interesting because, you know, at reading the Harry Potter books, I always doubted that she had the whole thing planned out because so many things seem to come out of left field.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the puzzle pieces do click into place, you
Yeah.
know,
For the most part, yeah.
for the most part. Except for the Horcruxes thing. Anyway,
Yeah, well.
that's not what this episode is about.
Oh yeah, no, save that for when we have Leo on here, who has never seen or
Leo,
read Harry
who has
Potter.
not really
Our side
experienced Harry
podcast.
Potter.
That's going to be too
yeah,
much
Leo
chaotic
explains
energy.
Harry Potter.
Yeah, that'll be that's a special episode. I need to witness that.
Oh yeah,
So I was, speaking of adaptations, I was thinking about around that era, actually a little bit later. Remember when they did the Percy Jackson adaptation?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, we were just talking about Jake
was,
Abel.
Rick Riordan was not involved at all.
Yeah.
And he specifically came out afterwards, I think more than once, and was like, this adaptation is awful. They didn't ask me anything. And, like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry that this happened to this book.
Yeah.
I didn't ever see it, and I loved those books because he
No,
was like,
I did.
"No, these
I
are
did
fucking
see the
awful."
first movie, and
They're dreadful.
Alexandra Daddario plays Annabeth.
She's like in her early 20s.
is that the one from the fucking Mortal Instruments thing?
No, her brother plays
Her
Alec
brother.
in the TV
Okay,
show.
yeah, I
of
was
the
like,
Mortal
I
Instruments.
recognize that name.
Alexandra Daddario, you all will recognize.
White
She
Collar.
was in White Collar. She was the girlfriend in the first season.
Fuck me
Right.
sideways.
Annabeth is supposed to be 12.
Annabeth is supposed to be 12 and blonde.
Yeah.
I mean, they aged everybody up, and
Yeah.
that's another one that's like they got all these like incredible people. Not
Except Jake
incredible
Gable.
people, except Jake Gable, Logan Lerman, and Pierce Brosnan and whatever.
Yeah.
Kevin McKidd and like Sean Bean and Rosario Dawson and
Sean Bean?
I
Dude,
forgot that Pierce Brosnan was the centaur.
Pierce Brosnan was the centaur.
Brosnan is
Pierce Brosnan's a
Brosnan was the
centaur?
Who's Sean
What?
Sean Bean is fucking Zeus.
Isn't he? Yeah. Nathan Fillion is Hermes.
Oh my
Think
god!
about it some more.
That rules.
Steve Coogan, Hades.
Oh,
Rosario-
Uma Thurman is Medusa.
Rosario Dawson
Steve Coogan as Hades is fucking inspired, and everyone can fight me.
No, it is. It is. You're absolutely correct. Rosario Dawson is Persephone, which is awesome. Kevin McKidd played Poseidon. Kevin McKidd
This is
played
hilarious
Poseidon.
to me.
And
Uma Thurman was Medusa.
Uma Thurman was Medusa, and they're just like, bleh, and then they made this movie, and then they made a sequel to it.
They did. I didn't
do
see the
that.
sequel.
They
Seed of
did.
Monsters.
For some fucking reason.
No, the kid
Jesus,
who played
Why is Kevin McKidd's face like that?
Because he's special, and I love him.
he's the worst.
I
I liked Logan Lerman because he was in Hoot.
yeah.
He was
He
in
was.
Hoot with Brie
He's
Larson,
good.
and
Oh, Stanley Tucci plays
He was
Dionysus.
in a bunch of that kind of stuff.
I
Oh,
love
that's right, he
Hoot
does. God, that's
so much.
good.
Okay,
Ron
so
Perlman.
good.
this is something that I want to throw out there.
Uh-huh.
Yes, please.
When what started the trend of like weirdly famous and successful actors popping up in young adult
Harry
adaptations?
Potter.
I
mean,
think they
but-
started
When
realizing
the entirety
that
of England was there.
Okay, but there are literally 14 actors working in England at any given time.
No, I
of
know.
course, a bunch of them were in Harry Potter, but like,
But it was Harry
I
Potter,
guess just
though. I mean,
yeah, I suppose it
also
was just Harry
Holes was
Potter.
happening in 2003. Sigourney Weaver,
Sigourney Weaver and
Henry
John
Winkler,
Voight are in it. Yeah, that's true.
and what's his name? Yeah, and then and Tim Blake Nelson, who is a big character actor,
Yeah,
respected, but not like a huge blockbuster star, but still like
no, but
Tim
it
Blake
is
Nelson.
interesting.
I have a feeling that once
And
YA
Eartha
started
Kitt.
being made, once they started making movies for young adults and children seriously, like once they started realizing they could put money into these movies and get it back, I think a lot of famous people were like, oh, this will be fun, my kids like this book.
That was what I was gonna say. Was I always sort of wondered. I think because people do say that they're like it was fun to be in a movie that my kids could go see.
Yeah.
For once,
Yeah.
which is just like
They all pulled a Vigo in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I mean,
Man, once again, I would like to personally offer my thanks to Viggo Mortensen's children for being like, I'm disowning you if you don't fucking
I mean,
do this.
the apex of that is actually Mads Mikkelsen.
This is true.
I am, in fact, the bitch.
I am in fact
yeah.
the bitch.
I'm in fact
You idiot! You don't know who Rihanna is.
um,
I'm gonna kill you if you don't do this music video.
Just straight up gonna
Inspired
commit patricide.
Mads Mikkelsen's kids, the only children.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking true as hell. I don't know. I'm just like, I'm also just, I got blindsided the other day by like somebody sending me a gif of Kenneth Branagh's Gilderoy Lockhart.
Jesus.
And I just got like sucker punched by how perfect that was.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
Chamber of Secrets sucks, but
Gilderoy Lockhart.
Fight me, but also yes.
no, I remember being. Do you have? And this is such a God. I was just the shittiest child. I was like just like chewing nails, angry
Oh, I bet.
about how bad the basilisk looked.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't even look like a snake. It's been like a decade and a half and I'm still angry about it.
It looks more like an eel.
It looks like a fucking legless iguana. It's garbage.
All right, well, same.
All right.
Yeah. Still fight.
That's
sorry.
an image. That's an image.
I just that I dredged that one like up from deep in my soul.
Ezra, Chamber of Secrets can't suck because Jason Isaacs is in it.
Oh, that's right.
I know, it's so true. It's like, on the one hand, it's so bad, but on the other hand, you have Kenneth Branagh as Gilderoy Lockhart and Jason Isaacs as fucking Lucius Malfoy. And, like, now I'm looking at it again, I'm like, I hate that I'm attracted to Jason Isaacs in this movie.
Bitch, it lives in me. It lives in me.
It lives in you.
You're valid, Ezra.
Look, also, hey, can we talk about yet another young adult movie that Jason Isaacs is weirdly fuckable in? I'm looking at
Peter
you,
Pan?
Peter
Is it
Pan.
Peter Pan?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Bisexual lighting,
did you say
Peter
weirdly
Pan.
fuckable? Oh, okay, I guess that's valid because he plays Captain Hook. Never mind.
Yeah. As in, like, it's a young adult movie, so, like, you see, like, stills from it again,
Man.
and you're like, oh, I'm an adult now, and now I'm, like, horny
That's
about
like the
that, but,
gal
like,
who
that
played
came out
Wendy
when
in
I
that
was
went on to be
11.
in the Ben Barnes Dorian Gray
She did indeed.
movie.
Jesus, yeah, she did.
Shit.
That's
Yeah.
like, that movie is like the litmus test for, like, were you gay when that movie came out?
I was not gay
No, I mean,
yet when that movie came
like,
out.
you would, like, going back on that as a gay person and, like, who you were attracted to, like... if
Yeah,
it-
no, I was boring.
You know, straight people were, you know, were you into Jeremy Sumter?
Yes.
Oh, Leia.
I was straighter as a
My-
teenager.
My best friend, when I was that age, was just goddamn obsessed with Jeremy Sumter, and I was just, like, fucking baffled.
Gang, my first
Yeah.
crush, my literal first crush, not my first celebrity crush, my first crush was on Tom Felton.
Oh, you're my favorite.
Leia, I love you so much.
Hey, Leia, I'm really glad we're dating.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, to challenge that, I think my first crush was Rupert Grint. So, I mean, we're like two sides of the same
two
coin.
houses divided.
Both alike in dignity.
Yikes.
It was because he was my favorite character, and I thought that's what crushes meant.
I mean, I could also get into the fact that my first crush on a girl was Brie Larson in Hoot,
Valid.
which I've brought up
Yeah.
several times now. She had those braids where you did like the ponytail and then you did like more hair ties, like an inch down, and then, you know. But yeah. Anyway. I was thinking a lot about like the fandom boom that came out of those early accessible adaptations like Harry Potter and the Hunger Games, and then how Cassandra Clare transitioning into the mainstream from fandom writing kind of is one of those things that really kind of legitimized some of that stuff. Like, we all know, you know, Twilight was based on a dream, and then 50 Shades of Grey was based on Twilight. We're not going into that. I'm not going to talk about that. But
Yeah, no.
Cassandra Clare's The Mortal Instruments were originally a very famous Harry Potter fanfic from 2004-ish, the Draco trilogy. And then having that become not only a published novel, but a film franchise and a TV show. I mean, they only made the one film. But that just kind of like brought the fan experience of those big YA phenomena. Jesus Christ. But it like kind of just brought that into the mainstream and kind of made visible all of this like teenage excitement that was going on behind the scenes. I don't know that I have a super strong point here, except that the Mortal Instruments are fucking nuts. And if you ever want me to explain those in more detail, strap in.
I think we need to have a
God,
special
they are
mini-sode where you just
so
explain the Mortal
batshit.
Instruments to me specifically.
Literally just Patreon clips. Leia explains blank franchise.
Yes, please.
And I will just
Yeah,
go into
I am into
extreme detail and just blow all your minds.
I'm so
This is
excited.
like when I tried to explain Harry Potter to Leo, or like when what was it? Oh, I tried to explain River Song to Leo. That was great.
How many times did you use the words mommy kink?
Too many.
Yeah, I mean, fair, but just like I'm just trying to get like a litmus test. And speaking of the Mortal Instruments, actually, like not just speaking of like me thinking about the Mortal Instruments. You know who's like actually, like, straight up great in that fucking stupid movie.
What? Who?
Jared fucking Harris.
Oh, well, yeah.
I love Jared Harris in that. Like, I just, like, that movie is bad, and literally the only reason that I went to go see it, I was like, wow, this looks stupid. I got a Tumblr ask from a friend that said, no, you don't understand. Aidan Turner gets beat up and tied to a chair, and I looked over at Maddie and went, so we're going to go see the Mortal Instruments movie.
Didn't you guys get
And I was like,
day drunk?
yeah, dude. Yes.
Oh,
we
yeah.
did.
Day drunk,
we did.
underage, Maddie.
I don't know what you're talking
I
about.
have no idea what you're talking about. We definitely were day drunk. We were almost the only people. We got
God
someone
bless
else to
our
drive us so
friend,
we could
yeah.
be day drunk. We went to a movie theater that isn't there anymore in Portland, and
Is it the one in the mall
were-
at Lloyd?
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were almost the only people in the theater.
RIP.
I don't remember most of that movie. And then when we watched it again
Yeah.
for Passover last year,
Yeah, I made
Yes,
you all watch
again,
yes,
it.
we were
did.
drinking. So I still don't remember large parts of that movie.
Oh my god, I love it. I just, like, that is, I am in fact wildly attracted to, like, fucking Aidan Turner with glasses and a gray streak in his hair and a beard and shit. And
Look,
I'm like,
He
this
is not in that
miserable.
movie enough.
I have a lot
know,
of
like-
problems with that movie, but they got very attractive cast members.
Yeah,
Have
they
you
fucking
seen
did.
Lily Collins?
Oh, yes, I have. Also, I have seen Lena Headey.
Ugh.
Headey? I can never pronounce her
And
fucking name.
as
Oh my
mentioned previously, I have a problem about Jamie Campbell Bower, but nobody has to share that with me. Also, apparently people like Robert Sheehan now because he was in the Umbrella Academy.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I had a crush on him when the Misfits came out. Not to be like that, but I'm different.
I'm gonna be like, I remember when everybody liked him because of Misfits.
I was gonna say,
know, he's my
I
type.
genuinely, I fucked up. I didn't realize that he was in the Umbrella Academy because I thought those were just pictures from Misfits that I, like, hadn't
Yep.
seen.
Mood.
I don't know, dude. I
yeah.
don't pay attention to shit.
No, the Mortal Instruments is like one of those batshit books that I can't really explain, and I'm not sure how they managed to adapt it. The TV show is so vastly different from the
Oh yeah, the TV show has, like, the same title, and that's pretty much it.
and some of the same
doesn't
plot
even
points,
have the
like
same
the weird
title.
incest shit.
That's what they
Anyway,
decided to keep.
yeah. That's
mean,
why they
yeah,
never made another
why not?
movie, because they ended on the incest bit.
Go big or go home, I guess.
Yeah, and they went home.
Oh,
Together.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Stop.
sorry.
No,
That's
okay.
it. We're done.
We're done.
So real quick, I just want to say, if we're gonna do a like unusual double feature, I think you should watch Inkheart and Ericon together.
Okay,
I hate it.
I have an idea.
And be in agony the whole time.
Get drunk
Hell yeah.
and watch them both.
No, or you should watch Inkheart and you should watch the first Percy Jackson movie for like movies with awful scripts that had really good casting. In some parts of it, obviously not all of the Percy Jackson had good casting.
I know
but,
we
like,
don't-
some of it
Yeah.
fucking rules.
I know we don't have time to talk about it, but Helena and I just found the Letterboxd listing for The Host, which is Stephanie Meyer's other
God.
novel.
Yes,
Abel.
and nobody read that
With-
book.
I read it. It's actually
read that
quite
book.
good. Like, you can kill me for this, but I actually
that's
enjoyed
fine.
that book.
I have not read it.
You're the only one who read it, though.
Yeah, I've
And,
seen
like,
that
the two
movie
people
more
who
than
actually
once.
adapted it.
Yeah.
Aren't there aliens?
Yes. There's aliens.
Maddie, hopeful but unsure.
No, and I'm happy to talk about
Aren't
this with you
there
later because
aliens?
it's really cool. It's a
Like a body snatchers thing?
yeah,
kind of?
kinda. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also like a teenage love triangle. Anyway.
Why? Why with the love triangles?
Because
we
it's
don't need
Stephanie
to get into
Meyer.
this. Okay, but, like, is she fucking responsible for all of them? Because if so,
Yes.
where does she live? I'm gonna shit on her lawn.
In Utah.
No, I'm going to go to her house and explain my passions.
Cool, and you can explain your passions. I'm pooping on her lawn.
Okay.
Full Scanlan
okay.
Shorthold, okay? Full Scanlan Shorthold.
Yeah. Mood.
Okay.
So yeah, unusual double feature. Definitely watch Inkheart. Maybe get drunk before you watch Aragon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of
Or
want to get
drink
drunk and watch
through Aragon and then be just off your fucking rocker for Inkheart.
God,
I
I hope
kind
they
of-
never adapt Tamara Pierce.
Oh God, I
Me
know.
neither.
I just some things are sacred, and
Yep,
I like.
agree.
I need Hollywood to keep its weird, grubby, heterosexual hands off of Tamara Pierce.
I felt that way
Yep.
about The Giver, and I'm very sad.
Just pretend that one never happened.
I didn't see it. I avoided looking at gifs of it specifically.
Yeah, like I've never seen a single shot from The Giver. I until we brought it up today, I forgot. that
I know
they
Meryl
made a
Streep
film
is
out
in
of
it. And Jeff
Holy
Bridges.
fuck, really? What?
Wild.
Jeff Bridges
Well-
plays The Giver.
Are you fucking with me right now? Well, cool.
Okay.
So you can't understand anything he's saying. Dope.
Yeah.
Maybe he's really, really, really enunciates in this movie, Ezra.
That
Okay.
would also be bad.
I
I
would
am
hate
the
that
Giver.
also.
Okay.
It's
All
bad.
right, let's-
Anyway.
Let's maybe
let's
wrap
go
this up.
home.
Yeah,
It
let's
is
call it a night, folks.
11:26.
Oh,
I'm
fuck
gonna have
me.
a
Yeah,
great
no, it's
time tomorrow.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, you guys. This has been a
This is
blast.
So great.
I hope I didn't talk over too many of you.
You are so knowledgeable.
Thank you.
We want you on all the time.
The fourth Sneep.
The fourth Snape.
The honorary Sneep.
The fifth one is Raleigh because he's in the background of most of the
Oh,
episodes.
no,
screaming.
Raleigh is the fourth Sneep. I can be the honorary fifth Sneep. Thank you.
That
This
works.
has been so much fun.
I'm so glad.
Maddie, please text me about the host. I am dying to talk about it.
Okay.
Maybe not right now. I'm tired.
Hey,
No.
Infinity Break, give Leia her own show that's just Leia explains things. I'd listen to it.
I almost just made a really gross joke that I'm not going to make.
Text
All
it to
right.
me later. Okay.
I'm texting it to you right now.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it after I do the outro so I can
Okay.
scream after I do the outro. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneeple at the Movies from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake or shoot us an email at sneepleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter, and our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Leuthold. Check her out at Bethany Leuthold, that's LEUTHOLD, wixsite.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or a pitch for a good in-cart miniseries, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends you think would enjoy it. Any way you can help spread the news helps us so much, and we really appreciate it. As always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.